In the spring of 1962, the Honda Motor Company, by then Japan's largest motorcycle maker, was just gearing up to build its first cars.
All right. Let's reach an understanding here, even if it takes all night.
Is this about the new law?
What in blazes makes you think that Japanese manufacturers need to be protected like children? Before the battle's even begun, you want to restrict car building to the companies already making them.
Well, you see, it's like this.
Enough! You bureaucrats aren't the ones fighting for survival. We are!
In 1962, as Japan was preparing to liberalize its economy, the Ministry of International Trade and Industry sought to protect strategic industries by restricting them to only current manufacturers and shutting out new entrants with the introduction of its special industrial promotion law. If passed, this new law would have surely prevented Honda from ever becoming a car maker. The news of this came as a giant shock to Soichiro, who had made plans to enter the automobile industry and was determined to reach the world with his technology. To establish a track record as a car maker before the new law was introduced, Honda rushed to produce two automobiles, the Honda Sports 360 sports car and the T360 mini truck, and displayed them at the Tokyo Motor Show in the fall of 1962. This first debut of Honda-made cars immediately captured the world's attention. Then, only 2 years later, in the summer of 1964, Honda entered its first ever Formula One race at the West German round of the World Grand Prix. This renowned racecourse is located in the Eifel uplands of Germany's Mosel region. With an old castle at its center, this hilly 22.8-kilometer course winds its many curves through dense forests and over mountain slopes. At the time, the Nürburgring was by far the longest of the F1 circuits. In fact, the Lotus team had planned to use a Honda engine in its Formula One machine. However, when Lotus suddenly withdrew just before the season began, Honda rushed to construct an entirely new machine from scratch in a mere 6 months. And to top it off, the completed machine was the first ever Japanese race car to take part in the Formula One Grand Prix. The Honda team's chosen driver was American Ronnie Bucknam. The team's manager and chief engineer was Yoshio Nakamura. Originally an aeronautics engineer, Nakamura was drawn to car racing soon after joining the company.
Mr. Nakamura, I understand you designed Zeros during the war.
Well, not exactly. I did have a small part in its development, but...
But it's true you were building planes, right?
So we have a kamikaze in F1.
Are you also a samurai, Mr. Nakamura?
So what are the specs on the Honda engine?
Well, it's a 48-valve V12 that puts out 220 horsepower at a peak of 12,000 RPM.
This new engine directly incorporated every technological advance Honda had gleaned from its motorcycle racing experience. Ultra-high revving, it was not only powerful, but one of the most advanced engines currently found in automobile racing.
I'll give it all I got, Naka-san.
We're actually in an F1 race!
Uh-huh.
It's sure taking them a long time. They've been gone more than 10 minutes.
Relax. It's It's okay.
Really? Here they come!
What's wrong, Ronnie?
The oil pan bottomed out when I went over a dip.
Huh? Damn! We forgot to adjust the ground clearance!
In their very first Grand Prix event, the Honda team had neglected to readjust the car's settings for the Nürburgring after testing in the Netherlands. An embarrassing rookie mistake. To enter the next day's qualifying period, repair work continued through the night. The following day, a piston seized and stopped the engine on the final qualifying lap.
Now we've blown a piston.
Well, there's still a chance. We'll do whatever it takes to get into the main event.
Finally, the next day, on August 2nd, 1964, the Honda machine started its first Formula One Grand Prix race from the last row of the starting grid, proudly displaying the red circle of the Japanese flag on its all-white bodywork.
Hey, is that white car there from Japan?
Yes, and it's pretty fast on the straights.
Great! He passed him!
Go, Ronnie, go! Break that car if you have to.
We're up to 9th place!
Ronnie, are you okay?
Naka-san. Just when I'd made it up to 9th, I let the team down.
No, you're wrong. The plan was to push it to the limit, not baby it to the finish line. We proved our Honda machine is a world-class F1 racer. Competing in Formula One has given me new confidence. Our Honda engine has the fighting potential to compete head-to-head against Ferrari and Ford. But we can't win as things are now.
What do we need to do?
First, we have to get rid of those 12 carburetors. They may give us speed on the straights, but if we can't pull faster out of the corners, we'll never take the championship. We've got to install Lucas fuel injectors, like the other teams. Cars are different from bikes. We can't win on power alone. We need more flexibility to meet the demands of each course. If we do well this year, we'll get closer to our goal.
The next Grand Prix race was in Monza, Italy.
As usual, a tough, heavy-looking machine, courtesy of the old man.
He's old school all the way. He just can't resist making every part as strong and solid as possible.
Complete nonsense.
What the?
What's wrong?
These injectors aren't Lucas!
What? Holy. What the hell is going on? Where are those Lucas injectors?
Well, you see, we wanted to put them in, but it was the old man.
What's this? These aren't our parts!
But Nakamura said we need Lucas fuel injectors to win in F1.
No excuses! You call yourselves engineers? Aren't you ashamed to use other people's parts? Can we say Honda's the best if we're using other makers' parts?
What's wrong with you? Don't you want to win?
But the machines the factory sent always had Soichiro's stamp on them. His stubborn insistence on making every part in-house was absolute, and he always used lots of metal to make every part as strong as it could be. For Nakamura, there on the battleground, this was no way to win a race. Nakamura was determined that his team should win. Soichiro was determined that Honda must win.
I want to win this.
So, why don't you?
In order to win, we have to do whatever the track demands. If that means using non-Honda parts, so be it.
Never!
Why not?
Honda is not a race lab. Our business is making things.
But to win, we've got to be flexible.
No. Honda's dream is to use our own technology to make the best motorcycles and cars and win with them!
Boss, you just don't get it! What Honda needs right now isn't some distant pipe dream. We need to win races now.
If you can't understand Honda's dreams, then quit!
Huh? What a dream.
After this, the Honda team retired at the Italian Grand Prix, retired at the US Grand Prix. The failures seemed endless. In light of the US results, Nakamura decided not to field a car in the Mexico Grand Prix. In preparation for 1965, Honda needed to improve its machine to a level that could win.
Our engine puts out more horsepower than any other. So why can't we even finish the races? Why can't we win?
I keep telling you, car racing isn't that simple. It's not just about power output. Unless engine performance, chassis, brakes, and everything else
Nothing but excuses.
They're not excuses. I reported every problem we found in the races and proposed solutions, but the response I received was not 100%. That's the reason we can't win. If you let me do it my way, we can win next year.
However, Nakamura was taken off the team in 1965. While leading car development at Honda R&D, Nakamura followed the races from afar. Of course, with a new manager, the F1 team took a new direction. On May 30th at the Monaco Grand Prix,
Ginther's out on the first lap. It's lap 32 and Ronnie Bucknam in the Honda is out of the race.
then the next week at the Belgian Grand Prix,
Bucknam is out on lap 9. Ginther crosses the finish line to take 6th place.
and 2 weeks later at the French Grand Prix.
Bucknam retires. Ginther retires. It certainly has been tough going for the Honda team.
Evening, boys. Have they called yet?
No, should be any minute.
This time we're sure to win.
The engine may have power, but troubles remain.
Honda R&D. Yes. Are you calling from England? Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. What's that? Oh, really? Ginther's engine caught on fire, and he had to retire.
What the? Well, that's that then. Looks like next year they're changing to 3-liter engines. And our very first F1 engine will end its Grand Prix run this year. If we don't win, it'll break my heart.
The following 3 races were also humiliating losses, and soon only 1 race remained for the 1500cc era of Formula One Grand Prix.
One race left to go. No more Grand Prix for me. For the last 1500cc race in Mexico, let me go. Right, we're here in Mexico to win. You all know how I want things done. I trust everyone here is with me. Remember, the other teams have only raced here twice before, so we have a pretty good chance.
The European teams are saying combustion's a problem because of the thin air here.
Well, there's our advantage. Remember, I was an airplane engineer.
That's right.
Until this time, there was a significant gap between Honda and the more experienced European teams. However, in the thin air at Mexico City's 2,300-meter elevation, the other teams were having trouble tuning their engines correctly, and their air-fuel mixture settings were a particular headache. But the solution was obvious for Nakamura, who cut his teeth designing high-altitude warplanes.
How does it feel, Richie?
Great. The engine response is outstanding.
Okay, that's good. The challenge is ahead. This course combines straights and mixed radius curves. So, we need to set the suspension for one or the other. Which do you want?
Tough question.
I think the corners are critical. Any advantage through the corners could really help us here.
I'll leave it to you, Naka-san.
In private testing, the Honda machines were performing exceptionally well. In qualifying, though, Ginther set a new record of 1 minute 56 seconds on the 5-kilometer course. However, Lotus and Brabham soon broke that record, and Honda had to settle for 3rd and to start from the 2nd row of the grid.
And they're off! The last race of the 1500cc Formula One era! Ginther's off to a good start in his RA272. He's surging to the front of the pack down the home stretch. And out of sight they go, around the first corner. The Honda machines are running beautifully, making the hard times of their earlier races seem like a bad dream. They're heading into the last lap. And down goes the checkered flag. Richard Ginther gives Honda their first ever win with a 2.89-second lead after leading every lap of this 65-lap race.
With its independently developed RA272 Grand Prix racer, Honda finally attained the first victory it had long pursued. 14 months after the car's debut, in just 11 races, this was not only a major victory for Honda, but also an historic event that marked the first time a Japanese-made racer had ever reached the pinnacle of Formula One Grand Prix racing. Nakamura wired a message from the course direct to Honda R&D in Japan, somewhat flamboyantly quoting Julius Caesar's historic proclamation of victory. VENI, VIDI, VICI. I came, I saw, I conquered. Honda was finally standing at the summit of victory.